Third item, discuss fire chief vacancy. As everybody knows, Ralph Morrison has resigned as fire chief. We have to start looking seriously at, finding someone that can fill the shoes. So right now, John Silver in the public safety have been working with the Collins Center on, public safety response times and ways to make our public safety more efficient. And I think it might be a good idea to ask them if they could give us some insight on the process. It's been a long time since the town has looked, and I think based on how that survey is going, it'll help lead us towards what we want to be. So at this point,
Do you guys wanna have a point person or both of you? And because I think we should talk to you guys also about it.
They should both be involved.
Both,
Yeah,
right.
We'd be willing to meet with them guys if you want
Yeah.
to get them in here
Yeah.
after the holiday, and we'll meet with them, and we'll
Okay.
give them a few ideas we have, so. Okay.
Perfect.
Would it be worth appointing one of them as interim for the meantime? Because I feel like we need to have somebody to speak to, a point person regarding
I think
repairs and
that
stuff.
the recommendation is generally that we have it the way we want it now. It's a vacancy and everybody needs to figure out what to do.
And right
And-
now,
and they're-
me and Eric sort of been doing that, because if you appoint somebody, appoint us both, because be honest with it ain't something either of us really want on a big time basis. So if it's two of us working it, it'll make it a little bit easier, so.
Yeah, I think you can leave it vacant and
We're
you
just,
guys can just.
just the point person for the fire department. Yep.
sounds good.
Did you get any recommendations at this point?
No, it would just be about what other towns have been doing, procedures, and of course, some of the towns in Northfield and like Bernardston and some other places, they're looking at other options, which is like, I mean, obviously there's paid as opposed to a stipend, there's one, there's all sorts of options, and I think we should review them.
I agree.
Yeah.
with you.
I think that there's probably enough work if you hire somebody full-time to do fire, ambulance, and emergency management.
Yep,
We'll
absolutely.
put it into, one position.
Absolutely, and I think we should just
Yeah.
get everything on the table and do a thorough review.
That's critical
It's a good
too.
opportunity, so.
Yeah, having coverage for the ambulance is important as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah,
There's a lot.
EMT, fire chief, emergency management, I think that's.
The ambulance alone is a lot,
Yeah,
and eventually John's gonna wanna retire, so. Somebody's gonna have to
Administrative.
fill issues for the billing and so forth.
John is gonna retire.
Well.
Just kidding.
Eventually. Just think about it.
Before we move on, I mean, that's, like a medical director who's covering that for the
Yeah.
time being and stuff.
Rico is.
Rico is, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you guys. for
Yeah, we'll
coming.
revisit this issue, and of course, you guys are welcome to
Yeah.
join. We absolutely want your insight. All right, so next item, another vacancy, just could discuss DPW superintendent vacancy.
So we've got the advertisement almost ready. It'll go out on Monday. We have a revised job description that'll also be posted on Monday. Tony has been offered and accepted the foreman position so that we have somebody who at least is a point person. And we still have another vacancy that we can fill. Brad has another week technically, next week. We contacted MassDOT and Lennox. They will sometimes fill in for plows. If we're short. Haven't heard back from them, but that's important. And we have 2 part-timers right now also who can plow. So unless anyone has any questions, that's sort of where we're at.
I had somebody reach out to me yesterday inquiring about the position. They've got a decade of experience working for a highway department, all licensed stuff. So they're just waiting for the
Monday.
position to hit and they're gonna apply.
Super. It's great.
So yeah, that could be good.
Okay.
We're getting close to those snowflakes.
Yeah,
They'll come any day now. Somebody said, oh, the UPS driver said, you're gonna have to put away that Corvette pretty soon.
They make studs for it, right?
And then he walks on.
So, I mean, I heard through the grapevine that Brad was leaving because of benefits.
So that's an issue for you guys to discuss later. I brought it up last year. New Marlboro is is the second to last town to accept health insurance in retirement at a percentage of either 50-50 or 75-25. That's kind of the average among towns. And they did it last year. I brought it up last year, and there wasn't much appetite at the time because it's an
Expense.
expenditure. But the truth is, if the only town you can retire in right now and not get any health insurance after retirement is Sandusville.
We're the only ones.
Only ones left in the state, I think, unfortunately. Certainly in the Berkshires. And Monterey did it, like 15 years ago. The town clerk wouldn't resign unless we gave it to her, and so we had a choice between spending the money or never having her resign. So we did the right thing. No, I didn't for it still. So that's something you can do next spring.
Yeah, I had no idea that we were the only town not providing.
Huntington's has it, and that's where Brad's going.
I did look at Huntington's ads for their
They
other
have
positions,
the entire DPW seems to be gone.
but they're paying way less than us.
Yes.
I don't know about the superintendent position, but what they're advertising
Yes.
for
Yeah.
general workers is less than our
Yeah.
pay matrix, so.
Yeah.
We're.
So it's not, we wouldn't, anybody who would work in Huntington who's not likely to work here, it's not close. So I don't think we're competing in that sense.
Well, that's something you have to weigh because the matrix we created made up for the fact that that benefit wasn't there. So we were paying that plus the post-retirement. Health insurance, that would be a lot.
It would be, but if we're losing people because of that one thing, or you can work here for 30 years and then go work in another town that has retirement for 2 years and you're qualified.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's the out plan for.
Well, so unfortunately, that would be the plan until we come up with
It'd be something to review during the budget process, and that would go for not just DPW, that'd be any town employee.
I mean, it's a huge benefit. It's,
Even if
there's
even if
jobs, like. People stay in jobs, teaching jobs. The pay is not great.
Yeah.
But the post-retirement benefits are there.
Yeah.
So you gotta put your time in, but in the end.
And just so you know, the way it works is we create essentially a stabilization fund. And we fund it every year based on our projected.
You just gotta hire everybody in their 20s.
Yep,
Right.
You got time to hedge against it.
that's right.
All right,
I just wanted to mention one more thing. I see my updates aren't on here, but we did complete the tax recap sheet today.
good.
And we submitted it, so there'll be some back and forth, take a few days. Once that's done, we can send out the tax bills. But just so everyone knows, the new tax rate is 9.99. It went down again. But your bills will be different because there was a big round of assessments, a change in assessments this year. So relatively speaking, they'll be different. And the select board policy was on the operating budget to increase it by the amount of the increase in the levy by the increase in the budget. So you'll see a slight increase in the actual total aggregate tax bill. Yeah,
Do the school.
yeah. We're just sort of, they call it a soft landing in the business. Ooh, what I'm talking about.
Top landing.
Yes.
It's good. The bills get out a little bit before Christmas then.
We have to give somebody something for Christmas.
Amazing. I can't wait.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
So review and vote to approve minutes and meetings. Motions. Sorry. Janie's already sent us all these minutes.
that an appointment that Brad makes? He points that.
Yeah, they're
I-
his
It's
employees.
it's with my approval, but he's basically, it's, you know.
Yeah, I haven't accrued any vacation time yet.
It's a magazine. You just wanna
I
look at
keep
the
looking every week, nothing in there.
Off the neck.
Hmm?
Off the neck.
You probably already burned all yours up.
You know, I mean, just,
No?
Um, Are those new lights at the transfer station motion or timer? Timer?
not even. My mom would go in there.
Oh, no.
The problem is they do point at the road.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, they got left on last week and you can really tell.
But they point back towards the parking lot.
They're very wide.
Also, they go out too far.
Yeah, and if you wanna light up the gates.
Yeah.
You can't just do gates and not do that.
Does he need to adjust them or they-
I think you could make some adjustment,
he just have to go there at night? to make sure?
yeah, but otherwise I think we can just.
Yeah, well, night starts at like 4:30.
It's not overtime, right? All right, so I had motion to approve the minutes from November 13th, both sets. October 24th and October 30th as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
He said,
Aye. I seconded it.
And we just gotta sign the bills and we're done, so motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in
Are
favor?
there any questions?
I'm sorry,
of
what's
course.
that? Yeah, go ahead.
Has there been any discussion of the replacement for the tanker?
No, not extended.
So does anybody have any ideas where how they can go about getting another one to replace it?
Well, it seems like the one that just got this decommissioned just needs to be worked on, correct? At least you have one in the interim. No?
Or,
My thought is that that tanker probably should be just be replaced also because of it's a standard transmission. It's got a road engine shifter
Mhm.
and a lot of people aren't really comfortable driving it. That's one piece of it. Plus the air suspension isn't really that great for a tanker.
and it's small too, right?
Yeah, it's only about 2,000 gallons.
So I'm just thinking in my head, prior to the meeting, but not really having a point person to speak to about it, but. I know, Ralph and Mike had spoken previously that they were talking about, thinking about replacing it with a tanker pumper. Or trying
If we
to,
get to that. Yeah, whatever that firefighter brings, I mean,
yeah,
we're working on it, or,
but then when I saw that. Their listing engine 2 is having severe rust, I was thinking like, what if we traded? Or tried to do something where we got rid of engine 2, replace it with one pumper engine and reduce the fleet by another one, but that's all money, so
so what's up at the fire station now?
just.
is that outside?
So
Yeah.
outside is the Kenworth tanker.
That's the tanker.
Oh, that is the
That-
tank.
That's taken out of service.
I get it.
And of course, inside the building, we have engine 2, that's
Yeah.
got 1,500 gallons.
Yeah.
But for a tanker, you really want a minimum of like 2,500.
Yeah.
For the rural area.
And I thought, I thought Ralph was talking about trying to get a grant for a tanker. Is that the one you guys are
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about?
we
Yeah.
talked about it.
Oh, yeah.
Status is on it right now,
But that's gonna be
year,
a long time out.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
thinking more.
Cause we just don't,
Near time, you know.
we just don't want it to affect the ISO rating for fire insurance for people in town, because they base it on the number of gallons of water you have on wheels is how I say it, but.
Yeah, available water, yeah.
Available water, so,
And what did you suggest?
Kind of ironic in a town that has like nothing but water.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that ain't how they look at it.
Yeah, so we have an engine, the brand new Spartan parked down at Route 8 station. We have the old International, it's not old, it's 2009, parked at the 57 station. Those are engines, so there's considered just, they don't hold a lot of water.
Yeah.
They're more pumps, but,
Yeah, right now we've got 2,500 gallons of water on wheels.
so what they were talking about at one point was replacing the tanker with a pumper tanker. So you can have a tanker that's literally just a rolling tank with lights on it.
That's what the Mac was, right?
Yeah,
Well,
Had a
the Mac
small-
had 750.
the Kenworth is a rolling tanker.
Yeah,
There's no,
Kenworth just,
so it literally, you fill it with another truck, you dump it out. But you can get what's called a tanker pumper. So it's basically an engine. It can pump its own water.
Yeah.
You can use it as a first attack truck on a structure fire.
Sure.
And it stores more water than your average truck. So if you were to look at doing that, you would possibly eliminate the need of another. You could probably lose engine 2
yeah,
and gain a tanker in the same way.
you truthfully pick up basically what the three vehicles were doing under one truck.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, we all know it's budget time, so come on in.
That's kind of why I'm bringing it up.
I talked to Bulldog briefly, not a salesman, but just the today, and he was saying, like, even if you're looking at so like the Spartan's considered a custom truck because it's a custom cab.
Yeah.
Engine 2 is considered a commercial truck because it's just a international chassis body that there's stick a different body on the back. But he's saying even if you're looking at a commercial tanker, you're looking at at least a 2-year wait to get one. So, you'd be looking for a demo unit again, or, trying to find a used one, but I don't know why there would be a likely used one going out, so,
I mean, used trucks, there's always a chance you buy used. Demos, I think, are pretty slim pickings right now also.
I would think so.
As far as the demo would be,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Everybody's buying them all.
Everybody's
Like,
buying.
you go to a manufacturer and say, one new truck, and they say, okay, 2 or 3 years. So
That's the only risk though, is if you take the current engine too out and then we get a demo and we have issues, then we're really gonna be down.
a demo
Yeah,
usually
yeah,
comes with a new truck guarantees.
yeah.
Do other departments ever kind of temporarily donate something that they,
If they have a spare, it's heard of,
Yeah.
but nobody's got spares
Nobody's got
anymore.
spares, yeah.
I can't think of somebody around here that has
It's
this.
too costly to keep going. Yeah.
so. If you guys are running the department together, I would recommend that you call Berkshire Sheriff's Control and have Lincoln Marlboro and Otis put on auto
Actually,
dispatch.
we'll
Okay,
I've talked to all the surrounding towns and
Okay.
everybody's up to date.
set off the tanker task force the minute we get a fire call.
and maybe we should just do a soft search for, see what's out there for tankers and see what we're looking at.
Every bunch forwarded these inventory and just see, yeah.
It's a other engine, you could probably still get something for.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That would be.
Yeah.
If you're getting a pumper tanker, it'd be hard to
Just.
justify having that and
Yeah.
2 engines.
Yeah.
We won't even recommend that. So
So I think that would probably be a good way to go.
Thanks. And thank you for the question.
Okay.
Are we adjourning? Good for now.
Yeah, we got one PO, and that, but
what am I looking at here? Oh, the backhoe repair, yeah. When's
I was a
the-
little concerned was that last invoice, it was a total of that last invoice that confused me. Figure you're familiar with this, so. That the total. that was-
Oh, you know why? Because we have a credit with them. That's only there because we've got a credit.
Okay.
It's in the top line. We're gonna use the credit to reduce, but we don't have a $43,000 bill.
That's good.
Yeah.
Does the senior tax program cover snowplow? Offer it out.
Barbara, she'll do it.
She's in Florida, and she ain't gonna do it. Not yet, but I'm sure she's getting ready to go. So
Okay, we'll find volunteers. Okay, one motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, everyone.